Hi there.
Sorry. Oh, news story?
Just sort of doing a live stand-up for just a general business update in the downtown area. Sort of 10 years after DMC kind of thing. How do we feel about the downtown area? Yeah. Guanfin, can you hear me? Okay, I think my mic test was successful because he's moved on.
I'm going to do an interview then.
You want to sort of sit and watch?
I do.
Okay. Well, I mean, most of this is going to be a package I'm throwing to. This is just sort of a live intro and outro.
What really
but
annoys me is when DMC first came out and they put that magical city on the front page of the Post Bulletin.
Yeah?
I haven't seen any of these ivory skyscrapers show up, so I don't know where DMC went, but...
Okay. Yeah. It is kind of interesting. Oh, hey, Guaifang, did you cut out or something? Was that what was happening? I couldn't hear you. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. It's been 10 years since Destination Medical Center said it was going to reshape downtown Rochester. I'm KIMT News 3's Evan Berg with reaction from local businesses about what's changed in that decade.
And skies have cleared except for that pesky wildfire smoke. How our weekend shapes up with air quality issues. We'll take a look coming up.
Plus, Rochester police, say a squad car was damaged in a rock-related incident, but not in the way you might think. What officers say happened.
Live from KIMT News 3, we've got you covered. This is KIMT News 3 at 10.
Thank you so much for joining us for KIMT News 3 at 10. I'm Sonata McCall in for Cami Raisler. Let's go ahead and take a live look now over downtown Rochester. It's good that it's dark now because earlier today it seemed pretty hazy outside. Storm Track 3 meteorologist Travis Clark-Smith joins us now. And Travis, what are we expecting for the weekend?
Well, we can expect more of the same. We've got that hazy, smoky sky. So even though the skies are clear, it looks pretty milky out there with that smoke out there. But we are going to continue to warm our temperatures up. As we've seen for today, we got into the mid-70s, 76 in fact in Rochester. 75 was a pretty popular number. Dodge Center, Austin, Albert Lee all hit 75 today. Charles City tried to get to 80, but not close, or just close enough. 79 degrees was the high today in Charles City. We're going to cool down into the mid-50s through the overnight hours, continuing with clear skies relatively. Those winds are going to be pretty light out of the west and northwest, around 5 miles per hour. We'll see sunny skies as we're waking up in the morning at around 6, 7 a.m., unless you're sleeping in on your Saturday. But that smoke will be hanging around. We'll take a look and see how that will affect air quality for the weekend and what we can expect coming up in our full Storm Track 3 forecast coming up in just a little bit.
All right, thank you so much, Travis. And speaking of those smoky conditions, unhealthy air quality is expected this weekend for sensitive groups as wildfire smoke from the north moves into our our area and lungs. The National Weather Service says northwest winds are pushing smoke into the area with the potential for it to reach the surface. According to airnow.gov, Rochester's air quality is expected to shift to orange this weekend, meaning conditions could be unhealthy for sensitive groups, including people with lung issues and older adults. NWS La Crosse explains that as the sun warms the surface, rising air interacts with the smoke, and when the air sinks, it pulls the smoke downward, impacting ground level air quality. With these changes, the NWS warns that outdoor plans could be affected this weekend.
You could probably see that the milky skies, smoky skies. If you're outside and there's smoke, making it to the surface, you could definitely be impacted if you're spending a whole lot of time exerting yourself outside.
The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency has issued an air quality alert for the whole state until 6 p.m. on Monday. The Rochester police say a rock-related incident has resulted in damage to a department squad car, but it didn't happen the way you might be probably thinking. RPD says around 11:15 this morning, officers responded to a report of a man throwing rocks at the intersection of 7th Avenue and 1st Street Northwest, that's southwest. The department says when officers tried approaching the suspect in the police vehicle, the man jumped onto the hood of the squad, smashed the windshield, and then took off. Officers quickly caught up with the man and arrested him. He has been taken to the emergency department at St. Mary's campus for evaluation. And we've reached out to RPD for a damage estimate and are waiting for a response. Well, the murder trial of Derek Thompson continues tomorrow as prosecutors and defense attorneys prepare for day 2. Thompson, the son of former Minnesota lawmaker John Thompson, faces 15 counts of criminal vehicular homicide and third-degree murder for a deadly crash nearly 2 years ago. On day 1, jurors saw surveillance video showing Thompson renting the SUV involved in the crash and driving away alone. Prosecutors argue he was behind the wheel when the vehicle ran a red light at over 90 miles per hour, slamming into a Honda Civic, carrying 5 young women, killing them instantly. The Minnesota State Trooper Andreas Guerra testified that he witnessed the SUV weaving through traffic at high speeds before the collision. He also noted that after the crash, only the driver's door was slightly ajar. A detail prosecutors say is critical in proving Thompson was behind the wheel.
All of them had their futures stolen away in an instant. He ended the lives of 5 young women and brought about a devastating wave of shock, pain, and grief.
Now, Thompson's defense argues that DNA evidence and witness accounts will prove someone else was behind the wheel. New tonight, Rochester businesses say a lot has changed in the downtown area over the past decade. New construction, the COVID-19 pandemic, and a number of investments from Destination Medical Center. KIMT News 3's Evan Berg went out today to break down their thoughts on the businesses and the community's 10-year transformation. And Evan, what did you learn?
Sananda, the businesses I spoke with say there's been a lot of growth for medical leaders like Mayo, but here in the downtown core, there's also been a lot of turnover for retailers.
COVID started, 10 to 12,000 people left downtown Rochester.
It's been a busy decade for downtown businesses. There was a loss in foot traffic during the COVID-19 pandemic, but also a rush in real estate investment after Destination Medical Center announced a 20-year mission in 2015 to turn Rochester into a medical and business hub.
We're also seeing a lot more folks living downtown. The exchange being we're seeing a lot less in the nightlife.
I would say when DMC was announced to the world, it generated a gold rush.
But businesses say the growth hasn't been entirely positive.
That buying frenzy increased the real estate taxes.
So we started paying $1,800 a month here back in 2017, 2018, and it's increased over time, and we're at like $3,200.
Rent and property values have been on the rise, and there have been multiple cases of construction driving away business.
It is more risky, and it's tougher to operate in downtown Rochester right now for business.
As the community grows and more people are projected to move into the area, some business owners say even with the increase in costs, they're still hopeful about the new opportunities that could come with that growth as well.
We're always optimistic that as time goes on that we'll see more people.
But how can we work with and grow along with the city.
Focus on the positive. We've been down here for 12 years, and we recently applied for a DMC grant.
Newer businesses I talked to, like Art Head and Cafe Steam, say grants like those have been a good part of DMC's influence, with everything from stimulus money during the COVID-19 pandemic to infrastructure investments that cover up to 50% of costs for new improvements. Live in Rochester, Evan Berg, KIMT News 3.
Right. Thank you so much, Evan. Very informative, that is. Destination Medical Center said during its anniversary last week that it is already looking ahead to its next 10 years. It plans to publish a new 5-year plan for community investments later this year. Well, the city of Albert Lea is making progress on several